Hi, my name is Stacy Skolton Adeyemo, and this is my video blog number 4. I'm going to talk all about learning websites. I was issued the challenge at my school by my supervisor to try to locate some websites that would help my students to improve maybe their English skills or their math vocabulary. I know I had previously talked about the science fusion, which I think will be really great for them, but we want to try and get some other sites for other subjects. So I'm just going to talk about some of them. I meet with my parents tomorrow, and I will be able to kind of tell them about these websites and give them an idea. But I also thought I would just kind of review them and give you some ideas of good websites. Um, it was a little more of a challenge than it was for me maybe in the States. In the States, I know many websites that I use, um, but here, not all of those websites are accessible, either because of the Great Firewall, which blocks lots of great sites, or because we're outside of the United States. And if I'm outside of the United States, some sites won't work. So here are some of the sites. The first one I'm going to talk about is www.manythings.org. Basically, it has some really great activities for students to practice sentence structure, vocabulary, and much more. The site isn't that fun and exciting. You can tell that it's probably really more for a little bit older students, but there's still a lot of things that they can do, and they can choose the topic that they want to practice. So let's see an example. So this is www.manythings.org, and I went to sentence patterns. Over here, there's just a menu of all the different activities and things you can do. I would probably start my students out with easy things for beginners, but I also might use some of these games like the sentence patterns for my classes during class, and then once the kids get excited about it, they can do it on their own. So um, they've got all different kinds of things: vocabulary, grammar, vocabulary and grammar quizzes, lots of different things. One that we could go to here: what's the correct word order? So students will be given sentences, and then they have to put the sentence in order. They're just given all the words to the sentence and the punctuation mark, and then the students have to basically do their own. So here is that website. So you would look at it, you look at the different words, and you would say, oh, it must be that it's this ice is very thick, period. And then they get to check the answer, and it'll tell them how much they got. So it's a pretty good website. You could do it with the class, and have them try and do it, guess it. But these are also different activities that they can do right at home. So the next website is www.esl-lab.com. It's an online lab for students, and basically they're going to practice their listening skills by listening to stories, and then the stories have actual questions. So I think this is a really good one for students, and they've got it, divided into beginning, middle, and advanced. So it seems like it's a pretty good one for the students to kind of check their own work. It's self-checking, and they can really work on their skills. So let's take a look at that site. So here's a site. It's called Randall's ESL Cyber Listening Lab. And then as you notice, it has just different stories. And you'll notice over here under easy, there's just many stories. So they can do, lots of different ones. Maybe we'll do like a fun day. So they click on it, and there's even things you can do. The students can look at it. If you want to do it as a group, I could do it as a group with them, or they could do it on their own. So if it starts with some pre-listening exercises, and then the student will go down and they actually listen to it. And as they're listening, they can read these questions here and answer the questions. So just a quick example. And notice they're not very long.
I'm bored today. I want to go to a movie.
A movie today? Well, I don't know. Here, let me look at the newspaper.
And they can stop it in the middle if they want, and they can go, oh, okay, where does the young girl want to go with her father? She said, a movie. I want to go to a movie. So they can say, oh, she wants to go to the movies. And they can stop it while they're doing it so that they can answer the questions. I think it's really good to help them with their listening skills and just working on it. So those are my students that maybe are a little bit lower with their listening skills. This would be a fantastic site. The next website is funbrain.com. I'm sure most of you have heard of funbrain.com. It's a really great website. Basically, it has many activities for all subjects, mostly math and reading. One of the things I really like about it is that students can read stories and answer questions on it. And there's also online books. I think that's my favorite thing, is that there's online books. One of the big challenges I have right now here at this Chinese school is that I have no books. Their classrooms here are completely empty. So the only books I have is their textbooks, and that's it. I don't even have notebooks or, any of that kind of stuff unless I go and buy it. So I'm really excited about FunBrain because I can actually get the kids on and looking at some of the online books. So let me show you this one. Alright, here is the funbrain.com website. You notice it says Math Arcade and Reading. So these are the two most important, but the kids might enjoy some of these other games as well, and the parents will know that they're acceptable games. As you notice, they have all these different books. There's 4 different books here, and then there's different games that they can play to kind of help them with their words. Also, there's some FunBrain Junior books, so these books might, if the students are a little bit lower, I have a few students that their English is not very good whatsoever. It's hard for them to even do much of any sentence or whatever. I think these would be good, for them to just practice some of their reading skills. So here's an example of the diary of a wimpy kid. So that kids can go on and read it if they want to. They can go, turn the pages, and I can also use it as a read aloud if I want to. So there's a lot of different activities I can do using this site, funbrain.com. This next site, adaptedmind.com, is one that I just actually found, and I'm really excited about it. It has a lot of great things. Students earn little badges as they practice, so they get like a newbie badge, and as they go on, they get more and more badges. So it really excites the kids, and they really want to learn more. There's also lessons that help students when they don't understand something. It reviews their math vocabulary and terms, which is very important, especially in math, because, otherwise they have a really hard time with it. And there's video lessons on the different topics. So it's really exciting what we can do with it. Well, this is the Adapted Mind website, and as you can notice, I've already gone to 3rd grade. And it just has all kinds of topics that you can choose from. Just all of the topics that you can think about. I mean, that you could even think about and imagine that you would need with great practice and games for them. Once again, it's one I can use in class and they can use at home. This is an example of just like the review place value. It says what number has 9 hundreds, 8 tens, and 0 ones. This is something that we've been going over. So for my students that maybe didn't get a great grade on their quiz today, I would give them this so that they could review it and go over it again. And it goes on to do thousands and 10,000. So after they got below 1,000, they could do below 10,000, and they could even go down here to do up to 100,000. So it's a really good site for practicing your math skills. And it's exciting for the kids because as they do it, like I said, they get different badges, which I'll show you. See, I have a newbie one. As you do it, I got 863. Check it. Yay, I got it right. And you'll see I've gotten 5 out of 5 already. And as I go, then I'm waiting to try and get this one. I'm going to try and get the rookie badge, and then after that I want the rock steady badge, and then the comic club, and it just keeps going up and up from there. So it's really something that the kids really will enjoy, I think, and they'll really want to do it. The last two websites that I'm going to talk about, I'm sure, are pretty familiar to most people, but they're really good websites and good for practice for kids, especially. Coolmath.com has a lot of great games that help just practice and practice and practice. Um, you don't want to do drill and kill, but here in China, that's one of the things that they really like to do, and that's the way that they seem to learn. So instead of doing drill and kill, we'll do it with games. So Cool Math has some games that are for practice, and it also has a math dictionary that I will really encourage the students to be using. And then the other one is AAAmath.com, which has step-by-step lessons, and then has immediate practice material right after it. And so the student will work at their own pace. So if a parent is finding, oh, this child's kind of behind in this subject, and I have to write a newsletter every 2 weeks and give each parent a specific update on their child. And this is one thing I can do is I can suggest, okay, this child needs to redo this lesson, and so I can say, you know what, go on to AA Math and do this topic and have them start working on it so that it has the step-by-step lessons in case mom and dad can't speak English, so they can't explain it to the child and maybe they don't understand. So it's got those nice lessons that are done in English so that the child can do that. So here's that coolmath.com website. Like I said, it has this dictionary, so they can go here and they might say, okay, you know what, I'm looking up polygon. And they go here and they go, oh, here's polygon, let me look at it. And then it gives them the definition for a polygon. Polygon is a geometric shape made up of vertices that are connected with line segments, and it'll even give them a picture of it. Not great, but if they need just kind of a reminder, a refresher, it's a good site. The other one that I just talked about was aamath.com, and you'll see I already went to the third grade. Different hands-on activities that you can do. I could look at these and use them and show them to mom and dad if I want to. And then once you get to the site, it has all different topics that the kid can go on to and do the different lessons. So let's say they want to go to place value. Like I said, we just went over place value. So these students that maybe, aren't so great at it, they can look at this and they say, oh, okay, place value. They can read this. They say, all right, I understand what that's saying. Now they're going to start and do the actual place value and try it. So it's really good for them. They can check their score, and once they're done, they can go on to the next topic. So those are some of the websites, and just as a quick update on ClassDojo.com, I started it today. They finally got my internet up and working today, so I immediately put the students on it. The students were so excited about it. They were like, I can make my own avatar. I mean, obviously they didn't know what avatar was. They're ESL students, but they were really excited that they could make their own character and their own monster, and they were like, really? And I can make it have one eye or two eyes, and I'm allowed to do that? Can we do it right now? And I said, no, you need to wait. But they were just so excited about it, and they were probably the quietest I've had them since coming here, so I'm really excited about it. I'm gonna try and get my coworker on it, working on it tomorrow, and he's gonna try and use it as well. And tomorrow at that meeting that I referred to earlier, I'm going to tell the parents about it, and so I'll let you know how they respond to it and what their reaction is. Well, thank you for listening. This is my classroom, just to let you know. Like I said, very, very empty. They have the tables, and that's about it. So, yeah, thanks for listening.